I think it's really important to just meet someone where they're at, assess their body carefully, watch them move, find out where their aches and pains are, and then try to get their body into balance. And this means really specifically doing exercises that are brought about to give pelvic balance. Because we think about the pelvic floor as this one muscle that's just there, and then we need to just squeeze it and do Kegels in order to just have a strong pelvic floor. This applies to men and women. So, and because one of the biggest reasons people end up in nursing homes is incontinence. Their families can't look after them, they can't look after themselves in older age. So this pelvic floor is really important thing to look after. However, when we in America, there's this concept of pelvic health. So there are pelvic health doctors. And pelvic health is not only just about the pelvic floor, it's also about your pelvis, which is the pelvic, if you think of the pelvic floor as the core of your core, and then you think about your pelvis as your core, so the middle of your body, if that is in balance, so if one hip is, often we have one hip that's kind of misaligned, let's say. If we work on bringing this back into balance, then that often has a knock-on effect to the rest of the body. So there are so many muscles that go into our pelvis and our pelvic floor that, for example, go up our back all the way into our neck. So you might have a pelvic floor or pelvic imbalance, and your neck hurts. Or you might have a pelvic imbalance and your knee hurts. I had knee issues for years and years.
Wow.
If you bring your pelvis into balance, and I work with women to do that, then everything else kind of solves itself. Rather than you focusing on just the knee or just the ankle or just the neck.
Yeah.
It's all a system.
Yeah. I tie this back into Chinese culture also as well, because, acupuncture and Chinese medicine, we focus very much on the body.
Yeah.
And it's very similar what you talk about with your problem with your neck doesn't come from the neck, it comes from somewhere else potentially. And so people who have back pain or neck pain probably stems from somewhere else.
It's the body just wants to be in balance. The body just wants to be in symmetry, and when there's as much symmetry as possible in the body, the pain is as low as it could be. It just all comes from imbalance.